Welcome everyone to the Film Vault. That's Anderson. I'm Bryan Bishopberry, host for today. Top 5, almost said rants. Top 5 fits. Top 5 fits of rage, tantrums, if you will, assigned to us by Jake Werner. Ended up being a very fruitful topic, Anderson. In fact, I think we initially agreed to do male and female, but I want to do a separate list of meltdowns because that's a bit different than a fit. And it's also very fruitful as well.
Yeah, Jake and I had Jake, by the way, this is his first representation on the show as a decider or an decider in this case. And we were talking about the semantics, the subtle differences between meltdown and fit. My example, or what I was going with, and I'll love to hear your take on it, is a meltdown kind of changes a character, whereas a fit, they could have the fit, come out of it, and be somewhat normal a few scenes later.
Yeah, fit is, I guess, yeah, you're right.
Recoverable.
It's out of character because they're throwing a fit, although some characters throw multiple fits.
Some characters, they're just fit factories.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I really had to split hairs between meltdowns and fits because I do think that's a good list for somewhere down the road. And I guess everyone I considered, I'm looking at them like, are they throwing a fit? Is this a tantrum? Is this a fit of rage? All mine are fits. I don't know if they have laughing fit or whatever, but I didn't get clever. Mine are all fits of rage.
I want a listener to put together top 5 Anderson fits of rage on the show.
I don't really ever do that. I did that right after the mics went dead on the last episode we just did with the Flick Fashions episode because I was trying to be cute and clever at the end by saying we do it for Van Gogh in Miranda July's voice. And I said, I'm doing it for Judy. And I'm having a hard time recovering from that. So as penance, because I fucked up her name there, I'm going to be doing We Do It for Van Gogh Miranda July style as she did it in Fire of Love for the next few episodes.
Going forward, indefinitely.
I don't know about in perpetuity. I don't know if that's a wise decision. I don't know if I can get that breathy.
Just say indefinitely because there's no end in sight.
All right. Well, at least this episode. I'll probably forget next week, to be honest. Let's all
You
be
might forget
honest.
this episode.
Could forget
That's
this
right.
episode.
Could be good. I'm willing to bet by the end he's back to his regular.
We got to get a third camera on Avery. I don't like how he's off camera. I don't. It bothered me. Listen,
the voice of God.
Listen to me. Avery and I had a very insightful, fun conversation in between shows moments ago. And first of all, Tar is the movie that's going to continue to give.
Tar.
Hoping that, assuming that enough people appreciate that movie for what it is, which is a fucking masterpiece. But he was pointing out something that was very insightful and I missed.
Oh yeah,
which I don't want to.
I wasn't paying attention,
but
it sounded good.
There's so many discoveries in that movie and so many little details that it's so much intention in that movie. Much like Kubrick used to do, where he had intention everywhere, and Todd Field's no different as far as what Todd Field is doing with Tar and Little Children to a lesser extent, but Tar is like his own baby, and he wrote it and directed it, and there's just so much intention in there, and so many little things that you don't even pick up on. I don't know how many things I missed, but Avery pointed out a pretty big one to me involving a couple notes and where the inspiration came from, and that was great. So if you had not had a chance to tackle Tar yet, and you really, really like really, really well-made movies, it's not for everybody, for sure. But it's for a lot of people.
And see it in theaters still while you can.
Yeah, I think it's a good movie to see in a theater because it's going to capture you. You can't go anywhere, and you're really going to have to focus in on it.
You're trapped.
Then you can catch more of the details, too.
I watched this. I hate to admit this, but I watched this on my computer, which I rarely do. I try not to do it. I try not to ever watch things on my computer. But
why?
Because I was in Iceland, and it was the only copy I had. I had it downloaded on my computer, and that should tell you something, that it still had that profound effect on me where it's one of my favorite movies of last year, and I watched it on a goddamn laptop. So
it can be done.
In a perfect world, I will watch this again, maybe on a television, but Tar.
That was great.
It's not like I watched Avatar on my phone or something. Let's not,
Avatar?
condemn me too.
Yeah.
Avatar.
Tar.
She is not the woman.
That was what the Russian woman said in your theater after watching the movie with her, right?
She is not the woman.
The worst after movie discussion that occurs is like when it's happened to me a number of times. You walk into the bathroom to pee, right? After a long movie.
Yeah.
And somebody who's just saw the movie and they want to talk with you about it at the stall.
Oh, a stranger?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't like that.
Oh, it's the movie, huh?
Tar was hot, right?
That was a film, wasn't it?
in a non-woman kind of way. She was pretty hot, no?
Wish I was a lesbian.
Lydia or Linda? Which one was it? I can't remember.
Did I relay my experience when I was going to see a movie and the theater had just let out for
I'm so bored.
Crazy Rich Asians?
Yeah, no, you haven't.
So I'm going to see something else.
He says reluctantly.
Crazy Rich Asians, I think it just come out. Like it was a Friday. I was going to see something else, and the theater's letting out. It was a huge hit. There was like,
People like the Crazy Rich.
It's a packed theater, so the 100 people are letting out of this theater or whatever it was, and
it was a theater. I think I'm pretty sure it was a theater.
I overhear a middle-aged, older woman saying to a young couple who was walking out, "How did you like the movie Crazy Rich Asians?" And the girl goes, "We loved it." And the guy goes, "It was okay." So good.
That is pretty good.
I enjoyed that.
I think they're still together. It's been a couple of years.
I'd like to track that couple down. The theater's no more.
Oh, the theater's no more. Oh, it was your horrible. I hated that theater so much.
Well, you're in luck because it's gone. I can no longer see art house films.
No, there's a Lemley right down the street from you. What are you talking about?
I could walk there.
4th Street. No, you couldn't walk there.
Of course I
walk
could. It's less than a mile.
You can barely walk to your
Okay,
car.
I couldn't. One could walk there.
All right, let's do this. Let's do fit. So we got clips. We got a lot of clips.
A lot of clips.
Unfortunately, I don't have a clip for my number 5 or my number 1, but I got clips for all the ones in the middle.
I can fix that.
This might be the most clip-heavy show of all time.
Turns out fits lend themselves to clips.
Jake-
Clips of fits.
Jake has a list that Avery will be reading. Have I forwarded
Jake
that to you?
Werner. Is it Werner? Werner?
I forwarded that to you, yeah?
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, okay, cool. I believe it's Warner. I don't think it's Werner.
Werner.
He didn't correct me. Usually I open most calls with "Hello, Mister," and then I use their last name so that they can let me know how badly I'm
Not,
butchering.
hey, what the fuck's your name?
He was just being polite.
How do you say this shit?
Jake's a smart guy. That I can tell you.
Yeah.
No, he's a
Tell
listener.
me
He's
about
got to
Jake.
be a smart guy.
That's right. He has great taste in podcasts.
Let's go. Let's
All
do
right.
movies. Talk. Let's do lists.
You want me to do my 5 first, so we can start with the clip?
Whatever we want to do.
All right, clip for number 5, please. This is Ronnie Camerari, played by Nicolas Cage in Moonstruck. Nicolas Cage has a litany, a career history of some great fits, maybe some of which we'll hear on this episode.
We didn't talk about criteria much.
You said it had to be a fit,
But also,
not
like-
a meltdown.
Another thing that I tried to do, maybe you did as well, is like things had to be damaged for the most part.
I think they had to seem as though they're out of control
Yes.
in some way.
It can't just be like screaming and yelling, because that's kind of different as well, right? If you're just screaming and yelling at someone, even though I do have one of those on my list because I couldn't pass it up. But like if you're just screaming and yelling, like top 5, it'd be
So
something
we did
different.
top 5 rants.
Yeah.
We did
it's more-
comedic and dramatic.
Fuck. I got one here that's more of a rant than a fit. All
I
right,
think
whatever.
there's a lot of crossover there.
Okay.
I'll be the judge of that. So on the Nicolas Cage role I'm going with is Ronnie Camerari, the brother in Moonstruck, 1987. In Moonstruck, Nicolas Cage has
Wooden hand.
What's that?
A wooden
Yes, he has a
hand.
wooden hand. Here, he explains to his soon-to-be sister-in-law, played by Cher, the source of his blood feud with his brother Johnny Camerari, an accident that cost him his hand and, he believes, his love.
That's the bad blood between you and Johnny?
Yes, that's it.
Yeah, but that's not Johnny's fault.
I don't care. I ain't no freaking monument to justice. I lost my hand. I lost my bride. Johnny has his hand. Johnny has his bride. You want me to take my heartbreak, put it away, and forget it?
So he was upset.
He was.
He was driven into a fit of rage at the mere suggestion that it wasn't his brother's fault. What he believes it was.
He sounded upset.
He said he also knocked over a big container of flour.
Oh, is that what that was?
That's what it was.
I haven't seen that movie in a long, long time.
It's an enjoyable film.
All the Nick Cage moments, and I love that man.
Well, I try to go with one that hadn't been discussed on the show that much. I mean, of
No,
course,
for sure. Yeah, that's one that's criminally overlooked probably on this program. I didn't love.
I
Moonstruck.
lost my hand.
One of my favorite moments, one of my top 5 favorite Nick Cage moments of all time, but I don't know why I've been thinking about it quite a bit lately, is when he's cleaning up in Raising Arizona because his boss is coming over with the kids, and he's cleaning up. They live in a trailer home, right? And he's in his little bedroom, and he's frantically, and it's shot by Sam Raimi. He was the director of photography,
Right.
so it's got just this great look to it. and it's like frantically following him around, and you can just feel the tension and how quick he has to move. And he sees a Playboy that's in his room, and he can't have that out when his boss comes over, right? So he takes it, he lifts up the mattress, wings it under there, drops the mattress, he starts to leave, and he can't help himself. He opens it up, he pulls it out from under the mattress, and just leaps through it real quick. Quickly leaps through it, and then he puts it back in there. Such a great little moment. I don't know if the Coen brothers asked him to do that, or if he did that on his own. It was his own choice, but it was such a great little moment.
Forgot about that. All right, what's your clip? That's number 5.
I don't have a clip for my number
Clipless.
5. However, because it's all music,
Less
pretty
than
much.
clip.
You can hear some ripping, you can hear some yelling
Ripping
or
and
screaming.
Some tearing.
But there's no real audio to be heard here because it's mostly music. And I got to tell you, I feel a little guilty for this one because I went against our own rules and I dusted
you
this one
unbanned?
off.
You unbanned a movie?
I debanned because Tracy Flick losing her shit in election when she realizes that she doesn't realize anything. She's just kind of at the breaking point where she's very upset because she's. For those of you, let me wax about election here for a second.
Oh boy, here we go.
Written by the same novelist who wrote Little Children, Todd Field's Little Children, that is, and this one early Alexander Payne movie. It's the second movie starring Matthew Broderick and one Reese Witherspoon. Who, when I saw this movie in the theaters, I'm like, she should be up for Best Actress. She is phenomenal, and she's a very ambitious senior in high school.
I think a rising senior because you're running for class president.
And she's running for class president, and that's the whole gist of the movie. It's a class election, school
It's
president.
right there. It's the titular election.
School, yeah, but it's people see election. I think this movie didn't do so hot at the theaters. I think a lot of people thought it was a political thriller, which it was not. But she was Tracy Flick is very type A. You've seen Election, yes?
Yeah.
Okay. I was about to scream.
I enjoyed. I enjoyed Election. No fit necessary.
And it's kind of a layup that she's going to become the president, which will look really good on her transcripts.
Right.
And
Her whole life has been leading to this.
Yes, and now all of a sudden, Paul Metzer, I think his name is.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, played by Chris
Klein.
So he's running against her, and he's like the school jock. So she's in school after hours, making sure that all of her little posters in the halls are looking good and looking fine. And one of her posters is actually one of the tape has come down from one of the corners. So she goes over and she gets a trash can and she's flips it over and she's standing on top. After hours, it's like dark outside. No one's at school except for Tracy Flick, and she's trying to put it back up. And the trash can, very well shot, like it's showing you like a punching of the trash can slipping, and she falls down and she pulls the whole thing down. This is after she already repaired it the first time and with like a mop or something. And then she's sitting there and she rips her poster in half and she's sitting on the ground now. And then she's very upset, but she's silent and she's quiet. And then she looks up and she sees Paul. What the fuck's his name?
I'll look up. You go ahead.
And she sees like
If only we had a producer.
his poster running for president, and he's got like the Heisman thing almost, but quarterback for him, and his smile, and it's just and then the music kicks in. I think it's
Paul Metzler. Well done.
Paul Metzler. I think it's like spaghetti western. I think it might be from
Good, Bad, and the Ugly.
If we had a clip, we'd know.
And
know.
I do. I mean, I could play it. I'll fucking play it. Oh, I didn't send it to you though. You know what? I could just play it right here. Because also all of my clips will be in the show notes, at least on the Patreon feed. So then, yeah, she freaks out and she gets up and she starts ripping all of her posters down and his posters down, and she's very, very upset and she just loses her shit. It's a very good fit moment. She's having a little tantrum. Here it is.
Oh, yeah, this is a musical motif.
See, that doesn't really work for an audio clip.
I get it.
Okay.
I've always wanted to do top 5 musical motifs. That would be a good one.
All right.
Number 4 for me.
Are you?
No, the signer.
Oh, that's right. Yes.
How dare you, Jake Werner?
Let's
Werner.
hear his number 5.
Werner. I should do it. All this Werner Herzog.
Please don't.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is number 5 for Jake. Rick Dalton destroys his dressing room.
That's right.
What I like about this fit is twofold. First, a grown man just destroying a tiny room is funny. Second, the way he's talking to himself, turning over something trivial but dumb I've done resonates with me. And here, of course, is the clip. Oh, hold on.
Doesn't he go do 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 at some point?
Yeah.
Because he stutters.
Fuck was that? Jesus Christ! Fuck! Shit. Damn it, Rick. I swear to God. Fucking lines. Embarrass yourself like that in front of all those goddamn people. Well, you were drinking all night. Fucking drinking again. 8 goddamn fucking whiskey sours. Sour? Fucking bullshit. You're a fucking miserable drunk. I'm fucking remembering your fucking lines. I practiced them and now I don't look like I goddamn practiced them. You're sitting there like a fucking baboon. 8 fucking whiskey sour. I couldn't stop at fucking 3 or 4 out of 8. Wow. You're a fucking alcoholic. You fucking drink too much, huh? Every fucking night. That's it. That's fucking it. That's fucking it. You stop drinking right now. All right? Make a promise to yourself you're going to stop fucking drinking.
It's a solid thing.
And then throws it out of the trailer.
That little fucking girl. You're going to show that goddamn Jim Stacy. You're going to show all of them on that goddamn fucking set who the fuck Rick Dalton is. All right? Let me tell you something. You don't get these lines, all right? I'm gonna blow your fucking brains out tonight. All right? Your brains are gonna be splattered all over your goddamn pool. I mean it, motherfucker. Get your shit together.
It's a solid fit.
It's so good. It would have been on my list had Jake not used that as his prime example to let me know what he was talking about when he pitched top 5 fits. It's great though. It's a perfect combination of destroying something and screaming by yourself. Also, listening to that, I've never seen that with just heard the audio. It almost sounded like there's 2 people in there, and actually, it's more impressive without seeing Leo's face and just hearing like his voice. Like that was impressive.
Yeah,
I've seen that scene probably 10 times, but I've never just heard it like I just did.
I've only seen that movie all the way through one time in the theater.
What?
Well, in the theater. Why is that upsetting to you? I've seen it. I'm not admitting that I haven't seen the film. Sit the fuck down. Get out of my sink.
It's the type of movie that you have to revisit a number of times.
Perhaps I do.
Fully appreciate it.
Once.
One time.
One and done.
Just pure fucking joy.
Yeah.
It's.
Think about how excited I'm going to be when I see it for a second time.
It was the last time and the first time in a long time where a movie was in the theater, and I used to do this all the time where I'd be like, oh, we have such a limited window to watch this in the theater. I better go back now because a month from now, it's impossible to see this movie in the theater, right? I did that with Dark Knight. Like I just kept going back. I'm like, you're sitting here at your house, but you could be watching The Dark Knight because you won't be able to do that.
I've only seen The Dark Knight one time. That's actually false. I've seen it many times.
I gotta rewatch Licorice Pizza.
It's
I don't know
really
if you
good.
do.
I saw it a second time. It's very, very good. It's very good.
love
Not
it
I've
the
only
first
seen it
time.
one time. Oh, that's what I thought.
All right, Brian, what's your
Number
4?
4 for me. Get that clip ready, Avery.
It is ready.
This is a film that's come on a couple of lists. Top 5. We call them stock market scenes. I forget what we called it, but this is Mortimer Duke,
Weird list.
played by Don Amici. In Trading Places, 1983's Trading Places. When confronted with a $394 million margin call, the Duke brothers, they're faced with some dire economic consequences. You're going to hear his brother Randolph Duke collapse with a apparent heart condition, and his reaction is quite lovely.
Duke Brothers seats on the exchange up for sale at once. Seize all assets of Duke and Duke Commodities Brokers, as well as all personal holdings of Randolph and Mortimer Duke.
My God. We're ruined.
This is an outrage. I demand an investigation. You can't sell our seats. Duke has been sitting on this exchange since it was founded. We founded this exchange. It's ours. It belongs to us.
My God.
Mortimer, your brother's not well. We better call an ambulance.
Fuck him. Now you listen to me. I want trading reopened right now. Get those brokers back in here. Turn those machines back on. Turn those machines back on.
The thing I like best about this
Was he
fit,
entering a cave?
there was a weird echo. I don't know why it happened. There was the thing I like best about this clip is it encapsulates the idea of an adult tantrum, which is you're coming from like your child, like you expect you're coming from a place of privilege. If you're a child, everything is done for you, and if you're a rich old guy like Mortimer Duke, everything's been handed to you. You know, your family founded the exchange, and you're like, this isn't right. I can't be kicked out.
And you have no coping mechanism to deal with that situation because you've never been in it before.
Yeah. I don't think anyone's been in it before. I don't think there's ever been a $400 million margin call.
Fuck him.
A situation where like you don't have control.
That's right.
All right. Yeah. Number 4 for on my list.
Your brother is seriously injured. He needs help. Fuck him.
That was good. The this one, so many great freak out moments, and this is like just one long meltdown essentially in this movie. So I might be cheating a little bit here too, but this is towards the beginning of the meltdown, and this is What About Bob?
Okay.
And Richard Dreyfuss's character.
I love Richard Dreyfuss.
He gets annoyed so easily as a regular person, I think, so he can tap into that pretty quickly.
Isn't he proxy for your dad in a lot of ways?
He is a lot like my dad, yeah.
In this movie. My
dad was also very Great Santini.
Oh, yeah.
I just heard Bill Burr talking about the Great Santini. He was like Bill Burr was talking on his podcast about how his dad was a lot like the Great Santini. So
just bellow everything.
They showed his dad. They had his dad go see the Great Santini. Like, Dad, you got to see this movie, The Great Santini, hoping that his dad would
it knocked some sense into him.
He came home. His dad came home and thought that the Great Santini was great.
Was the hero.
Was the hero. And was like quoting him and stuff.
Castro, you fag.
All right, so number 4 for me is right after, you remember, like, it was all leading up to the doctor's book and his interview that's going to be taking place at his lake house with his family. And Bob, of course, is there, played by Bill Murray. And Bob hijacks the interview with ABC, and they all love the interview, and they all love Bob, and the whole crew loves Bob. And
they got no time for Leo Marvin.
They make Leo look like a bit of a schlub. And then Bob and Leo's family see off the ABC news crew, and then they come back into the house, and this is what's happening inside the house.
Here's the one who made it happen. Dr. Leo Marvin. Dr. Leo Marvin.
Get out.
No, we won't get out. We won't. You deserve it.
I mean, get out! Get out!
Is it something I said?
You've ruined my life! You've ruined my career! You've ruined my book! You've turned a perfectly peaceful house into an insane asylum! Get out!
Throws him outside.
Daddy! My God, Leo, what's gotten into you?
It was a disaster, Faye!
No, it wasn't. You were wonderful, sweetie.
You were fine, Dad.
Yeah. Why'd you need to kick Bob out of the house?
You think he's gone? He's not gone! That's the whole point! He's never gone!
Is this some radical new therapy?
You see?
That's it.
Enjoyable. That's a fit within a meltdown.
Within a meltdown, because it's like the whole second half of the movie is just one long meltdown. And I went back and forth, and I was also kind of, for the sake of the show, like looking for clips that played the best. And I just love that character. I love that movie. And I just wanted get out.
We won't. He thought he was saying, like, get out of here.
Yeah, get out of here.
We won't.
That's the movie I saw in theaters, and I was too good for it when I saw it in theaters. And a couple years later, I got it on HBO, and I just could not stop laughing. I'm like, oh my God, I missed it. This movie is fucking fantastic. I remember I liked it so much, Brian. I saw it in theaters, and I'm like, silly comedy. And then 2 years later, there's a girl over at my house. My parents were out of town, and we were supposed to be, doing stuff the kids do when parents are out of town. And then drinks
Candyland?
And I just could not tear myself away from watching What About Bob. She kept saying, we're going to bed soon. I'm like, but this movie.
Yeah. You don't understand.
Leo Marvin's getting more and more mad with each scene that goes by. We need to watch more. I don't think that anything happened that night.
You laughed your ass off.
I did. I laughed a lot. I was exhausted. I couldn't perform.
Oh, sorry, honey. I was just laughing so hard at Leo Marvin and Bob.
She wasn't even a honey. Like, she was somebody I barely knew, but like, Bob infected my life too.
He's ruined my life.
Unbeknownst to me, I was
He's
like,
ruined my love life.
Yeah, he ruined my love life. What could have been with that girl? I might have been married to her.
Wow. What's she up to now?
Fucking Bob.
What's her name? I'll look it up.
No, I know who she is. I'm kind of embellishing. We did date for like 3 years, but that was the first night that we were hanging out.
What
She
could have
stuck with
been?
me.
What was?
What was? Yeah. What? Thank God didn't continue.
What could have was.
What could have was.
All right. Number 4 for
Number
Jake.
4 for Jake Werner. Half Baked, Scarface Quits.
Great one. This is
One
a
of
great
one of the funniest parts of my
This is more of a
favorite
rant.
comedies.
It is a rant,
It
but
is
a
fun-
rant
it's
is a
funny,
meltdown,
though.
right? Does he have the clip?
He does with the
Let's-
clip.
let's hear it.
I believe he has clips for all of them.
This is a fun one.
Scarface quit his job.
Still waiting on that heifer, Julio. Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. You're cool. And fuck you, I'm out.
Yeah, good stuff.
Do we all fantasize that we'd be the one that he points to and says, "You're cool"?
I know. I wish
we all do, right?
That'd be me.
One of the greatest quitting stories is from my friend. He used to work in retail, and he just hated it. He was there for years and years and years, couldn't stand it. And one day he just went, "I'm done. Fuck this," and goes up to his boss and goes, "You know what? I'm tired of this. I quit."
Mm-hmm.
And the boss goes, "You can't just quit. I need that in writing. You're on shift. I need that in writing." And he just holds down the receipt button. It just spits out a blank receipt, and he just writes, "I quit," and throws it at him and walks out.
That's pretty good.
I was like, that should be in a movie. That is perfect.
He doesn't need to do that, by the way. What's he gonna like?
Oh, who knows? It was some stupid,
It's got to be
just some power tripping.
Union, yeah.
Wants him to get back there selling washing machines.
All right,
Number 3 for me. There is a career's worth of meltdowns, rants, fits, if you will, within Happy Gilmore alone, let alone the whole Adam Sandler canon. The whole Adam Sandler canon, at least early on, is defined by fits. But I went with Happy Gilmore, played by Adam Sandler. But I wanted to go with, it's a bit of a, I don't know if it's clever or not, but so everyone's familiar with the scene. Go to your home. What are you too good for your home? You know, he's putting the ball and he misses the putt. He's yelling at the ball.
Very upset.
And he yells, "Suck my white ass ball."
100%.
Yeah, 100%. And he becomes enraged. What follows on the heels of that scene is 2 golf tour executives going back and forth about how he needs to be removed from the tour. We're going to play that conversation. Do your best, Anderson, Avery, everyone listening, do your best
Don't tell me what to do.
to ignore the conversation that's happening in the foreground and try and listen just to, because they have Happy Gilmore on TV, broadcast live, losing his mind. Try and focus on that.
Virginia, put out a press release concerning Happy Gilmore being thrown off the tour. I want to see a draft by 6 p.m.
You're right. He was out of line. His behavior is completely unacceptable. But you know, golf has been waiting for a player like this. A colorful, emotional, working-class hero.
I will not tolerate behavior like this. Gilmore is gone.
I just got a call from the Dallas Open. Their phones have been ringing off the hook with people who want to see Happy. They just sold out.
Already?
I know, he's a little rough around the edges, but let me work with him.
Okay, fine. But he's your responsibility.
They're
If he
missing
cleans
a
up his
lot of
act,
words.
he can stay. If he doesn't, it's your ass. And any more of this,
Oh! Yeah, you fucking lie, mother.
and he's gone.
You pussy bitch. You fucking play it where it lies. Fuck you.
Very enjoyable. Any number of fits would have worked, but I went with the probably the one that was heard the least.
Yeah. Yeah, I was supposed to listen to what they were saying in the foreground, right?
Oh, you did the opposite.
Oh, sorry, I didn't listen to you properly. All right, is it my turn?
Yeah, number 3.
Oh, look at this! I'm playing with the board game, the Film Vault board game
Hey.
that Eric Holmes
Speaking of board,
created with us for us, and it's a whole set of rules. There's rules. We got to play this on air sometime.
sure.
I'm just afraid of
That's a
being
good
bad.
Patreon episode.
I'm afraid of being bad at our show, the game that's based on our show.
Anderson, we're always bad at this show.
I mean, look at it. If you're watching on YouTube, look at the
Oh,
quality of the. And each card has 3 topics that we've done.
Oh my
top
God.
5 alien movies, top 5 school teachers, top 5 philosophical films, top 5 movies with 1-word titles, top 5 afterlife movies, top 5 good movies you never want to see again.
I know number 1.
You randomly pick a card, and then you have to pick which topic you're going to do, and then everyone who's playing, they have to write down there. There's a whole set of rules. It's really good stuff. We've never really messed with this. The Film Vault board game.
Well, let's
It even
get
comes
into
with pencils.
Let's get into it.
Comes with a little hourglass. Look at that.
Look at that.
See the sand? You see
You're
the sand?
proving this in hourglass.
Well, I'm proving it's like I'm Pinocchio.
It's true.
Yeah. Each time the hourglass gets a little bit longer, bigger. All right, number 3 for me is a clip. Okay, we all miss Sam Kinison, and I think a lot of us of a certain age, the first time we got to see Sam Kinison or his comedic stylings, as they say, was 1996's Back to School.
86.
86 is what I meant. Yes. Back to School. I think I have 96 written down, which is wrong, very wrong. Yeah, of course. So this is Professor Turgeson in Back to School. It's a small little classroom that he's lecturing, and
You want to know how many times I've seen this movie?
how many?
0. I was 7 years old when it came out. And,
Kind of the original Billy Madison.
Yeah. By the time I was old enough to watch it, that wave had crested.
There's some really good moments in this movie. You'd probably really enjoy it. Maybe it'd be a good watch along. But there's just so much rapid fire jokes. I don't know if there'd be much room for us to bullshit. But here's Sam Kinison. I had seen some Sam Kinison stand up, but not much of it at that point. Like Comic Relief and like whatever it was called, like on HBO. Sure. But here's where I really got to see him flourish. Have you seen Back to School? Or
I've not seen Back to School, but I really enjoyed his special. I think it's Louder Than Hell is the one I've heard.
And I'm familiar with this clip. He's the
Is that
crazy
the one where he
professor.
goes down he's trying to find like how deeper in hell he can get at the bottom?
The most famous one from that is when he's talking about how Mary wouldn't believe Jesus coming back.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
gone
yeah,
for 3
that's it.
fucking days. Yeah.
Is that the one where he's like, nobody wants to drink and drive? It's just how else so we get your fucking car home. He's like, no one drives home, gets behind the wheel after drinking at the bar and says, I hope I slide into a family of 6 on the way home. We just have no other way to get the fucking car home. All right, sorry, I'm yelling in your house. All right, so yeah, here's
My neighbors are alarmed.
Professor Turgeson showing his true colors in the history class.
Now, can someone tell me why in 1975 we pulled our troops out of Vietnam?
Girl in the front, she has an answer.
The failure of Vietnamization to win popular support caused an ongoing erosion of confidence in the various American but illegal Saigon regimes.
Again, it's a good answer. Good answer.
Is she right? Because I know that's the popular version of what went on there. I know a lot of people like to believe that. I wish I could, but I was there. I wasn't here in the classroom, hoping I was right, thinking about it. I was up to my knees in rice paddies with guns, and then we're going up against Charlie, slugging it out with him, while pussies like you were back here partying, putting headbands on, doing drugs, listening to the goddamn Beatle albums.
Hey, Professor, take it easy, will you? I mean, these kids, they were in grade school at the time. And me, I'm not a fighter. I'm a lover.
Looks over to Rodney.
Well, I didn't know you wanted to get involved with the discussion, Mr. Helper.
His voice is great.
But since you want to help, maybe you can help me, okay? You remember that thing we had about 30 years ago called that Korean conflict? Yeah, where we failed to achieve victory. How come we didn't cross the 38th parallel and push those rice eaters back to the Great Wall of China and take the Berkeley brick and nuke them back into the fucking Stone Age River? How come? Tell me why! Say it!
All right, I'll say it. Because Truman was too much of a pussy wimp to let MacArthur go in there and blow out those commie bastards.
Good answer. Good answer.
That'll do.
Nobody screams like Sam
Fun.
Kinison.
And just his little laugh. He's got a brother who sounds just like him, and I was somewhere where like his brother was on set or something, and it was bizarre because I'm like, it's Sam Kinison's here, or somebody who's doing it perfect.
The ghost.
He sounds so much like him. But yeah, ironically, Sam Kinison on his way back from Vegas got killed by a drunk driver.
Come on.
It's true. It's true.
We're taking it. Okay, we got listener
do.
on number 3.
Once again, I don't know if that really fits. I heard.
Well,
Jake's
that was
list.
listener number 3.
I heard Jake's list.
Was that yours or his?
That was mine.
All right.
I heard Jake's list, and like Jake has a very solid list. I'm hoping you do too. I got too clip happy. My number 1, I don't have a clip for it. It is a full on fit. I promise you that. As is my number 2.
All right.
Oh, it's actually a 2-parter.
Oh, I don't know if we have time for that, Jake. Let's be honest.
It's a 2-way tie over here. So for Jake Werner, Citizen Kane. Kane destroys Susan's room.
It's a great one.
That's a good one.
And also, Fantastic Mr. Fox, Man Destroys Trailer, immediately added to my list. Both of these were added to my list immediately when I thought of the topic. I grouped them together because, A, the Fantastic Mr. Fox scene is very clearly a reference to the Citizen Kane scene, and B, because I know Anderson hates the former and loves the latter. Sorry, Anderson, Citizen Kane is good.
What's funny is I remember the Citizen Kane one very well, and it goes on and on and on. It's one of the only action sequences in the entire movie.
It's true.
I don't remember that, and I love Talented Mr. Fox.
Fantastic.
Not the Mr. Ripley.
Fantastic Mr. Ripley.
Fantastic Mr. Fox is I love it, but I don't remember the. I'm sure I would remember it if I saw it, but I've only seen it like once, maybe twice.
And we got clips for both. I don't know if it'll translate.
Neither one will, because it's just a lot of.
Oh, it's just a lot of smashing. Well, you can see it in the show notes. You can watch the.
All right.
Watch the clips of the destruction. Of the destruction.
Let's take a quick little break here.
What for?
So we can do stuff that Brian is not privy to.
Hey, coming up after this, Amazon, and then back to the list.
You don't throw to the commercial.
Amazon,
we got some ads for Dial
music.
Soap you can't miss.
See if your purchase is mentioned next. During the break, Avery was relaying a funny story to us that his dad would be very fastidious about doing taxes.
Yes,
and
very much so.
Often get them done right around the end of January.
He's like Flanders, honestly. That scene where Flanders is
woken up on New Year's Eve.
Yes,
well, better get a start on those taxes.
Very much the same.
That's good stuff. It made me think when I noticed it that someone had tapped our banner on AndersonandBryan.com and got themselves TurboTax Premier 2022 tax software, federal and state. So thank you for using us for your tax purposes. If you guys want to get tax software from Amazon, please consider tapping our banner first.
And you can write that off too, I think.
You can absolutely write off prep fees, yeah.
Yeah.
Other things purchased. Check with your local.
Yeah, I mean, we're not tax professionals.
Tax advisor.
Can you imagine that's just the death of the show? We're just completely ruined for that one little.
Anderson and Bryan said so. As they're hauled off to jail. Blue Sound Node wireless multi-room high-res music streamer was the big purchase of the week. Not far behind, Luft plug-in Wi-Fi radon and indoor air quality monitor.
Gotta love radon.
No, that's the tech. Okay. Sound Switch Control 1 professional DJ lighting controller. $200 Amazon e-gift card for all occasions. Thank you for getting that. Brother Genuine.
They're not going to say, sorry, you can't use this for a birthday.
That's right.
A bat mitzvah, nah, can't use it for that. Sorry.
Everything but.
Kwanzaa, get out of here.
Everything but.
I think they do that. Pretty sure that is one of those.
That's one of that's fine print.
Brother Genuine super high yield toner cartridge. Heavy duty executive desk chair. B-Link mini PC. B-Link mini PC Pro computer. 5 Firebird Genzo pocket folding knives. Instant Vortex Plus air fryer. All clad D3 12-inch fry pan with lid. That's nice. That's top of the line right there. 3 quarts of methyl ethyl. Methyl ethyl sounds like a character from like a Roseanne show. Methyl ethyl ketone solvent. Don't know what that is. Boise X9 multi-use print and copy paper. Frame Genie smoke-free wood pellet fire pit.
Wood, Jerry. Wood.
Fusion Black muscle massage gun. Fusion Black muscle massage gun. That makes more sense. Keen men's Targi hiking shoe. Kaka travel backpack. Dead Space for Xbox Series X. Carl Dick Australian Shepherd dog plush toy. TurboTax, I mentioned that. 3 Honeywell Home MERV 12 air filters. That's a lot of MERV. Relly Super Value 45-gallon trash bags. That are big-ass trash bags. Incrediwear knee sleeve. PBSM black stretch wrap. And finally, someone got themselves 2, not 1, but 2, Glowsant LED neck reading lights. Nailed it.
Here are the movies that were clicked through the doctor.
Watchmen was clicked through a director's cut, as well as A Little Girl Who Lives Down the Lane. Shortcuts, the Criterion Collection, that is. Federico Fellini's Roma, the Criterion Collection. I Want to Live was clicked through, as well as Vamper Quadica. What? Vamper Quadica. It says Vamper. Quadica. What the fuck is this Vamper Quadica?
What is Vamper Quadica?
I would say look it up, but there's no way I can.
How do you spell Vamper?
I got it. I'm on IMDb in it right now. This is good.
I can't even begin to spell
It's
whatever.
Quadica. It's a 1971 Christopher Lee movie. I should know this. You stupid fool, Calvin. Maybe I shouldn't have looked at this thing. No. Let us know how it was in the comments. Born on the 4th of July was clicked through, as well as Paradise Alley, the films of Sarah Jacobson, Mary Jane's Not a Virgin Anymore. I Was a Teenage Serial Killer. Werewolves on Wheels. God, there's some deep pulls this week, guys. Smile, the 1975 Smile, not the new one. God Monster on Indian Flats. God Monster of Indian Flats. Mark of the Vampire. Welcome to the Dollhouse. The Lovely Bones. Once. One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. What is this? One Flew Over the what? I'm kidding. Kung Fu, Hustle, Volver, Badlands, fuck yes. Platoon, fuck the yes. Knives Out, Casino, Mrs. Harris Goes to Paris, Puss in Boots, and To Leslie. Puss in Boots, The Last Wish. How many Puss in Boots are there?
Just two, I think.
Yeah.
Puss in Boots, The Last Wish was the first one?
No, The Last Wish is the one that's out now.
Oh, that's the new one.
Yeah, you can rent it.
Mrs. Harris Goes to Paris, criminally overlooked.
I remember you saying there was going to be up for some Oscars. Oscar bait.
It's the type of movie that is a beautiful movie. It's absolutely an Oscar film, Oscar type movie, and I think it's up for one award.
Unbelievable.
I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it was up for a few. But Mrs. Harris Goes to Paris. Hey guys,
I think it is one. Actually.
A lot of people really like this movie. It just got buried somehow.
Is that the same as Emily in Paris?
It's different. It's a different movie because Emily is not Harris.
Ms. Harris, and what if it's Emily Harris in Paris?
Well, then it would be the third movie.
Yeah, it'd be a third, conjoining. All right, back to the show.
Oh, I was going to say that. Jerk. We're going to talk more about Mrs. Harris in Paris. And
Back to the show.
Back to the program.
Hey, we're back. Time for our top two, each of us, Anderson, me, and Mr. Werner. Werner. I need some clarity.
Werner.
Werner.
I'm going to start with number two. You ready for the clip?
I am.
I got a preamble. Don't worry about it.
Nearly ready.
I mentioned Adam Sandler has a career of
he does have a career
of great fits, and nowhere is that better exemplified, I think, than in Punch Drunk Love. At one point, he becomes so enraged with the sisters that he kicks out their sliding glass doors.
Yeah.
A fit of rage.
It's great.
At one point, he becomes so frustrated on a date that he destroys the bathroom at the restaurant.
That's right.
It is satisfying.
It's very satisfying. Sir, did you tear up my bathroom? Oh, that wasn't me.
Paul Thomas Anderson does. He's shot a lot of fits, a lot of rages.
It's true.
Yeah.
However, I'm going with a hijacked.
The master.
A hijacked fit. A hijacked fit.
All right.
That's right. I'm going with Dean Trumbull, the mattress man, played by Philip Seymour Hoffman in Punch Drunk Love. Now, on the clip, you're going to hear Adam Sandler. What happens is he's been scammed by a phone sex operator, and he's enraged. And let me talk to your supervisor. And she puts him through to Philip Seymour Hoffman. He runs a mattress store. Also, on the side, runs a phone sex operation. And Sandler, you're like, here it goes, another fit. Well, I've seen him kick out a window, 3 windows actually. I've seen him tear apart a bathroom, and now we're going to see him lay into this mattress man. Oh no. The
tables are turned. The worm is turned.
That's right. The wheels get turned.
The worm.
Let's hear it.
Listen to me. What's your name, sir? Answer me.
What's your name, asshole?
I'm Barry Egan.
How do I know? You can be anybody,
You're a bad person. You have no right taking people's
Is that supposed to be in there?
Yeah,
It
that's
is.
the
Okay.
It's
soundtrack.
at your service. You understand me, sir?
You're sick.
No. Shut up! Shut the fuck
You have
up!
no right to take
Shut up! Will you shut up? Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Now! Are you threatening me, Dick? Why don't you go fuck yourself!
Fuck! Did you just say go fuck myself?
Yes, I did.
That wasn't good. You're dead.
So childish. It's so
A hijacked
childish.
fit. You thought it was going to be Barry Egan losing his mind again. No, it's the mattress man.
It's so childish.
So good.
It's
By
like-
the way, I watched the commercial.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, did you
Mattress
see? You
man.
saw it?
That's right.
Did you see the part where he fell?
Yeah, where he jumps off the
Yeah.
roof.
It wasn't supposed to happen that way. It was not supposed to happen that way. That is so like playground shit too, right? wait, what did you just say?
What did you say?
And like you're like, oh God, I
Yes,
shouldn't have
I
told
did.
this like upperclassman that because now I'm probably going to get hurt because of it. And you're like, you want to say like, I didn't really say it, and just like walk away like unscathed, but you can't.
It's so petulant.
It's so petulant. Yeah,
Enjoyable.
Philip Seymour Hoffman's had a few as well. Like, I don't want to step on toes if you have one on your list, but yeah, there's one on my also rants.
That's my last Philip Seymour Hoffman clip.
Charlie Wilson's War is a great rage fit tantrum, but unfortunately, it's Charlie Wilson's War is just so good.
I've seen it once.
So.
How many times should I be seeing Phil?
For those who aren't watching YouTube, I'm pretending to get up and leave the table every time Bryan says it. It's a recurring bit on this episode that we have to get past. But no, at the end we realize that he's performing, so I'm like, I'm not gonna put that on my list because he's performing. Like he asks the secretary how he did with his fits. So, all right, number dos for me. Let's just play the clip. I think we all know the clip. I think pretty much everyone knows
No
this.
setup.
No setup. Let's just hear Jimmy Conway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's this?
This is Vinny.
Benny, what happened?
Well,
Everything get straightened out?
No, we had a problem. I mean, we tried to do everything we could.
What do you mean?
Well, you know what I mean. He's gone. And we couldn't do nothing about it. That's it.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
He's gone. He's gone. And that's it.
Fuck.
Phone booth never saw it coming.
I can believe it. I can't fuck it.
There's nothing they can do.
What happened?
They whacked him. They fucking whacked him. Fuck.
Oh, phone booth is still standing. Took care of that phone booth. All right, that's good. You know what's genius about that scene, which we've all, I think a lot of us, many of us have seen that scene from Goodfellas where they find out, Jimmy finds out Tommy's fate, which is very self-serving too. It's not even so, they were friends, but I mean, it was more about getting in because none of them could get made, and Tommy was the only pure Italian, so he could get made, and they thought that was gonna, their whole everything was gonna be great. But Jimmy Conway in that scene, played by De Niro, he goes through like all the stages of grief
in one moment,
in like that 30-second clip, right?
Yeah.
He goes through denial, like what do you mean? What do you mean? And he goes, he's got the sadness going, he's
Bargaining.
got the anger. I think there's like 5 of them, right?
Yep.
He does at least
Bargaining.
3 or 4. I don't think he did any.
Yeah, then
bargaining.
accepts it at the end.
And then he accepts it.
Yeah,
He's just
he's
gone.
dead. He's gone.
They whacked him. So that's my number 2. That was a
Enjoyable.
quick mini little fit, but it's definitely
It fits.
worthy, I think it fits, baby.
All right, let's hear Mr. Werner.
Number 2 for Jake Werner.
Jake.
The aforementioned Adam Sandler and Uncut Gems.
So good.
The weekend
So good.
fight scene. A film full of Adam Sandler, one of our greatest man-childs throwing fits. Tough to pick one fit, but this scene is so funny to me, and The Weeknd is fantastic playing himself. I've watched this film probably 10 times, and this scene kills me every time. I don't know how you can stomach watching it 10 times
I've
without
seen it once.
having a nervous breakdown.
There it goes.
Julia! Julia, you in there? Yo, I said you hold the door, bro. Open up the door! Yo, come within. Get the fuck Shut the fuck up!
The Weeknd's stroking his girlfriend.
Jesus, how we were just doing coke. Nothing happened.
Is that The Weeknd playing in the background?
Now, Kendrick.
That'd be funny if it was Weeknd.
That would be great. Spits on him.
Jake and I talked about how this movie is a series of fits because, whereas I said earlier, like a meltdown would change the character, he never changes. Like he just has one fit after another
Yeah.
after another, but there's no arc there. Like the exact same.
He's
at
the
end
same
of
at the
the
beginning
movie
and
as
the
he
end.
is in the beginning. Movie is such a stress ball. Fucking love that movie.
I don't know if I could ever watch it again. I loved it, but it's just,
I saw it. I've seen it a couple times. I got to see it. I talked about it on the show when it happened. But I got to see it with the Safdie brothers, and what's his name? Who's the guy that's in it? Adam Sandler showed up.
Kevin
for a
Garnett.
little Q&A at the end.
Nice.
I saw it at the Cinerama Dome.
At my theater?
It was great. No, the good theater before it got sold. But yeah,
All the good theaters are going away.
Are they?
I don't know.
Chinese theater's still there.
Isn't the ArcLight
Egyptians
like
still
like a Amazon theater now?
yes, at least the one in Culver City is.
Fuck.
Yeah, well, the ArcLight went out of business, and a number of the big chains went out of business. But
apparently, it's pretty nice.
I mean, the icons are still there. You got the Village, which is the greatest theater in the world.
The Egyptian's now Netflix, right?
Is it?
I think so. Yeah,
The
they're
Egyptian was
remodeling it
only
right now.
special. It was only special engagements, anyways. Like it was for like screenings and whatnot.
Well, now it's going to be
It's gonna show Netflix movies.
I guess.
Bring in a big,
coming full circle.
a big digital projector.
Yeah, why not? I'd love to see All Quiet in there.
Give everybody remotes. Can you imagine? They give everyone a remote. Everyone's pausing at different times
to get up and pee.
Oh, that would cause a lot of fits.
Turning on and off captions.
Oh, just invite like a bunch of octogenarians in there and just give them remotes they don't know how to use.
You just leave on the Irishman.
Oh, then no one would touch the remote. They'd be like, why
Right.
would we? We just want to watch this.
I've seen it once. Number one for me. It's a deeper pull. It's a movie I've alluded to before. I think it was on, I forgot, Top 5 Rants or whatever it was. I could never find the clip. I found the clip.
Did you find the clip?
And then this is admittedly not a great movie start to finish. However, this scene made me laugh out loud in a movie I did not laugh again in. I'm talking about Willard Stiles, played by Crispin Glover.
This is a great pull,
in
Brian.
Willard.
This did not occur to me. This is a great one.
2003's Willard. Willard is a slow burn of a character because he is very quiet and reserved and shy and almost, definitely introverted throughout the whole movie. And then towards the end, spoiler alert, his mother dies. He's very elderly. And then an attorney shows up at his mom's funeral when he's mourning next to the casket of his mother and explains that, poor Willard has inherited a large amount of debt. And the only way to pay it off is to sell his beloved house. And Willard has, I would call it a negative reaction to this news. Well, let's just hear it.
It's my house.
Yes, of course. You grew up there at your home. But it's the bank's house.
It's my house!
There's no need for a single man to be living in such a large house, Willard. Sell it.
Why do I have to pay for what things my parents did?
The money can help you start over.
Start over? I'm almost done!
Willard, look, you have no choice.
If I have no choice, why did you even come here? Why did you even bother telling me? Do you get off on telling people that they have no control over their lives? That I have no money, no home?
It's at a funeral.
It's not even my fault!
Willard, this is not the time nor place.
I'm almost done. Fucking broke me in the theater. I laughed so hard at that. That's so good.
God, he's had a lot of fits, Crispin.
Start over.
Dude, I'm making my lunch is a great fit. Wow, that's a good pull.
Yeah,
Brian.
it was a deep pull.
Proud of you, buddy. I like that.
Thanks. That's my number one. It was one of the first I thought of, and I'm like, that's it.
God, he's had a lot of fits. Crispin's a great. I've not seen Crispin in too long. We miss that Crispin. All right, my number one, unfortunately, does not have a clip. I was able to watch it in its entirety because it's streaming like on all the free AVOD platforms like Tubi and I think Pluto and Roku channel. But it's Vince Vaughn versus a car in Cell Block.
Oh, yeah.
Brawl in Cell Block 99. Brawl in Cell Block 99. Early on, he's dating Jennifer Carpenter's character. He gets laid off from work. He's a de facto white supremacist, I guess. They never come out and say it, but they essentially say this is a follow-up to Bone Tomahawk. Craig S. Zoller's Bone Tomahawk, and then his last movie was Dragged Across Concrete. I remember getting really upset with people politicizing his movies, especially after Bone Tomahawk, but after seeing Brawl and now Dragged Across Concrete, he's got a line. He's drawn a line. He's definitely on one side of it.
He's got a point of view.
Point of view for sure. But his characters aren't like heroic by any.
No, they're anti-heroes, all of them.
They're anti-heroes. But this guy, Vince Vaughn's character in Brawl and Cell Block, you see, he gets laid off from his job. He's an American guy. He's bald, shaved head with a big crucifix tattooed on the back of his head. And
Brian can relate.
He drives home. He mad dogs a couple Mexicans that mad dog him at a red light on his way home. Gets home and he sees he's getting home early, obviously, and that's where he realizes that his girlfriend, Jennifer Carpenter, played by Jennifer Carpenter, who's Dexter's sister, for those of you who might not know, in Dexter, she's sitting in the driveway in her car, and she's texting, and he can tell that things aren't right, so he comes up to the car, and she goes, "What are you doing home so early?" And he's like, "Let me see this. Let me see the phone." Grabs the phone, grabs her purse, empties it just in the driveway. Just phone crashes out. He looks through it, and he's very, very upset, and he goes, "Go inside the house." She's all like scared, like, "What's this man going to do to me?"
Right.
To his credit, he doesn't lay a finger on her. She goes inside the house like an obedient girlfriend would, and her car does not do well.
She bears the brunt of his fury.
His fit is so physical that there's. First of all, I mean, I'm not going to get you to pull it up on Roku or Tubi.
Could you?
He could if he had to, but we'd have to sit through like 2 minutes of ads. But he breaks the window with his bare hand. Then he goes and he takes off the rearview mirror and hurls that, and the sound effect of the going when he throws it, when he chucks it, makes it comical. and then he looks. There's a great shot, like for a low shot, and he looks and he sees his side view mirror has the audacity,
you're looking back at
temerity to be on the car. Brian, you can't have that. He just karate chops it a couple times. I think he's doing this all with his own bare hands too. Like you can tell he's feeling pain as he's doing these things. So he gets that off, and then it's onto the hood. He just smashes the hood 3 or 4 times. Picks it up, not unlike Sam Kinison did with the back of the chair in the back to school scene that I showed earlier. But this is with a much larger metal object, which is the hood of the car. Takes that, hurls that into the trash cans and onto the street, and then. My memory had him going into the engine and just ripping things apart. He doesn't do that. Then he takes it out on the final act is the headlight. Just hand right to the headlight, and then he smashes through the headlight. Then he notices there's like a little bulb in there, one of those modern bulbs. So he has to go in there and get that thing. And then he goes inside, hand bloodied, and he wants to sit down and get the details from her and try and work things out. He's in his world, and
that was a healthy expression of rage.
I'm envious of this because it seemed to have
it worked.
Released it. Yeah, it worked for him. I would have done that and then probably started crying and gone inside and been even more upset. I would have done it.
Apologize.
I wouldn't have been able to do it as effectively, and I probably have like broken bones everywhere. But this man,
you do have broken bones.
I do have a lot of broken bones. But this man just beat the fuck out of this car, and it was a great setup early in the movie. A great setup to show just how menacing this guy could be, and it was a version of Vince Vaughn we had never seen. For me, it's my probably second favorite fit I've ever seen. I would have to say that either a Nicolas Cage fit somewhere along the lines. There's just too many Nicolas Cage representations, and the Rick Dalton fit from Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. It's just one of the all-time greats, right?
It's good. Why wasn't he number one?
Because he used it as an example. I can't just have that as my number one. There's so many good fits out there, though, right?
Too many.
But this is definitely up there. Let's say top 5. No, this is my probably my number 2 fit of all time, right? For the purposes of this episode, it's my number 1.
Nice. All right, Jake.
Do you remember that? Do you remember?
Yeah.
The scene
I wouldn't have remembered it had you not reminded me. Yeah, he goes fucking. I wonder if they made him like a plaster cast fist or something.
Avery, have you seen Brawl and Cell Block?
I have not.
There goes Anderson.
All right, go ahead.
You don't have to.
What I have seen is number 1 for Jake Werner.
There's a face dragon scene. Face dragon.
There's a lot of fighting.
Boogie Nights. Scotty J kisses Dirk. This scene is funny, but also heartbreaking.
This is a fit?
I thought for sure this would be on your list. Yeah, it's a fit.
Philip Seymour Hoffman takes a role that could have been an afterthought and makes it one of the most memorable characters in a film full of great characters.
It's true. That's absolutely true.
Here. Just keep coming. All right, open
Showed him the new car.
This is it.
Which is identical, the same one as his, right?
That's right.
You want to get inside?
When did you get this?
Yesterday. Well, actually, I had it painted yesterday, so the paint might still be kind of sticky.
This is great, man.
Yeah.
This is really great.
You want to go for a ride, or?
Wait. Fuck, hell, how much time is that?
I'm sorry,
What
sir.
the hell is the matter with you?
I'm sorry.
Why did you do that, Scotty?
You look at me sometimes.
What?
I want to know if you like me.
Well, of course. Yeah, I like you, Scotty.
Can I kiss you? Scotty, I don't... Please, can I kiss you on the mouth? No! Please let me. Scotty! I'm really sorry. I didn't mean to grab you like that or scare you or anything. It's all right, man. Do you want to kiss me or... Scotty? No?
What's the matter with you?
Forget it. I'm really drunk. Really, I am. I'm out of my head.
When's the last time you did something like this,
I'm really wasted. Really, Dirk, I'm really just wasted. I'm crazy.
Well, this is me.
Right now. I'm really crazy.
This is why you got let go from Corolla.
That's right.
Do you like my car, Dirk?
What?
I mean,
Yeah.
Alex, you like the
because I
coat?
wanted to, I wanted to make sure you thought it was cool, or else I was gonna take it back.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's crazy.
Imagine Brian talking to Cool.
Happy New Year.
I love.
Versions of this conversation have taken place
Okay.
over the
Let's go back
years.
inside, okay?
It's the next
All right.
demand for 16
All
years.
right.
I think that's it.
No, then he calls himself an idiot.
Oh yeah, this is the
This is
fifth.
the
This is the
fifth.
fifth.
I'm a fucking idiot.
I forgot what we're doing.
I'm a fucking idiot. I'm a fucking idiot. I'm a fucking idiot. I'm a fucking idiot. Fucking idiot. Fucking idiot. Fucking idiot. Jackie!
Fucking movie.
Yeah, that was a bit of a tantrum. Yeah, I guess so. Good call. Good call, Jake. Hey, good list.
Yeah,
good
you
top
know
five.
what? It was a really good list, and it's a list we could probably update years from now and get some more fun ones that are out there, right?
I'm telling you, meltdowns.
The lists that exist online are not good. I can tell you that.
I want the listener art of Bryan and Corolla.
Yeah, wearing the short shorts.
Wearing the shirt that doesn't quite go down.
Yeah, the half top. Do you like my car?
Do you want to kiss me?
This fucking idiot.
This week's.
Do you want to suckle me?
You want to suckle me, or you suckle? Or I suckle you? I mean,
Can I suckle you on the mouth, please? I'm not saying that exact conversation is taking place.
Something akin to it.
Versions.
Yeah.
The same clothes were worn.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's obvious. All right. Let's hear.
Suckle you.
Let's hear the.
Let's listen to the listener. Hear the listener list, and then I really like the listener art this week. I've seen that.
Oh my god!
It took me a minute to figure out what was going on there, but it's good stuff.
I haven't seen it yet.
Let me see. I don't. We do. There we go. The listener list. God damn it, Mitch. Mitch emailed it to me in like the lightest gray possible that I can't read. Why would you do this to me?
Highlight
Mitch?
things like that.
Why would
do
you?
that?
Why would you do this?
Copy
to
and
me?
paste it. You can highlight the whole thing, and it'll make it.
Okay. Let me see if I can read this.
This
All
is
right.
pre-production.
Number 5.
We don't pay him for
that's a good point.
pre-production.
That's a good point. Number 5. It's a two-way tie. Ben Stiller plane scene and Meet the Parents.
A lot of fits there, yeah.
And Kristen Wiig bridal shower scene. Number 4. Philip Seymour
Bridesmaids.
Hoffman in Charlie Wilson's War.
Oh, look at that.
Right.
3. Pretty much all of falling down, but the breakfast scene or the golf course were discussed.
Yep.
That was one giant meltdown, guys.
That's great.
True.
2. Steve Martin's freak out in Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. And number 1 is Clark Griswold at the end of Christmas Vacation.
Both good. I
Really?
think I've used both of those before.
I would just say vacation, like at the end. I guess that's a meltdown too. He's like snaps at the end. where
True.
He holds John Candy hostage.
Oh, and an honorary mention was Tim Ellenbaum on Facebook says Anderson when Brian was thinking about doing a movie podcast.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, real tantrum.
I mean, I didn't have a tantrum. I was just pissed. I wasn't like screaming and
I think
yelling.
we're
at him.
saying the same thing.
Remember Logan? Like he called me up. I was in Big Bear the weekend after we recorded that.
How would
He's
I
like-
remember that?
I talked to you about it, I think. And Logan called me up. Somehow I was talking to Logan, the producer of the show back then, when I flipped out on Brian. And Logan's like, I'm going to cut that. I'm gonna cut that out of the show. I'm like, no, you're not. I said, so few real things actually happen in any kind of
In the
entertainment.
world.
And like that was all raw and real. I was furious. I was hurt. I was like
You got a fit.
flabbergasted. And you leave that in there, my friend.
Mitch says that his pick would be The Riders on January 6th. And on that note, the film Vaulters has one episode available now. New episode every 2 weeks where he interviews someone related. to the Film Vault, and the guest chooses an old top 5 that we revamp in our own style. And he's included a link, which I'll throw in the show notes. So you can find old Mitch there at his link tree.
You stay the fuck away from my wife, Mitch.
Oh, yeah, all things and people connected
That's
to
right,
this.
connected in any way.
What if they do top 5 bald actors?
Brian, you should be on the show soon.
With Larry Miller.
I'm saying the revamp, though.
Oh, no.
You should be on the Film Vaulters soon.
Yeah, why?
Yeah.
I'm associated with the
You're
program.
associated with the program. Yeah.
All right, let's gamble and get out. Wait, do we have the results for the month?
Oh, yeah, do we?
I can look that
Mike Cole.
Yeah, we'll need the...
I meant to send you a text asking you to do something for the show, which would be like, ask Mike Cole who won.
Well, let's look.
We're just going to sit here with the pregnant pauses?
No,
Pregnant pause, I
This is
can.
pre-production,
Avery,
Brian.
you just do the regular gamble.
I'm adding a little link for old Mitch there. Let's see what we got. All right, so we gambled last week on Teen Wolf the movie.
Why did we do that?
Because it's great.
Is it, though?
Anderson gets 53, Brian 55.
That's right.
With 22 reviews.
That's it?
Yep. The actual Rotten Tomato score is 41.
Oh, fuck me.
Making Anderson the winner.
All right, Brian, you will be watching
Teen Wolf.
Oh, this could work this way as well.
You won the month. You won 3-1. Oh, he has it right here. There you go. 2-1 you won.
All right, you'll be watching
3-1?
Night in Paradise and...
Well, this would have been the last one of the month, right?
So
it would have been 3-1.
we're going on. Yes, this would have been the last one.
Night in Paradise and Dark Passage. That's what you'll be watching.
That's interesting. Okay.
Mm-hmm. And that will be for Matt Rixner and Tim Mazurik.
So wait, now you get to choose the monthly watch along next month. Yes.
Yeah, well, we'll figure that out. We'll watch something good.
Okay, I have some ideas.
Do you?
Well, the joke is that you're supposed to assign it.
No, I'm asking if you have ideas
I
of
have
what
none.
I should
I have
assign
none.
you.
I have none.
Mm. We must suffer, so we'll find something.
Great.
The bald one.
We'll suffer.
We
It's
can
been a
watch
while.
Irreversible has been recut.
That's right. So it's reversible.
That would take me maybe 10 minutes on Premiere to recut that entire movie from front to back.
Just
back
take
to
a
front.
segment, move it.
Well, there's seven shots in the entire movie, right? So how
True.
long? 10 minutes.
Not
might-
a lot of continuity.
The
10
output
minutes,
would be
yeah.
a while, but yeah, the actual edit, maybe 10 minutes finding those in and out points.
All right. We're starting a new month. This is where Brian makes a comeback. What are we gambling on?
Fresh start. We got a big one. This week, we're gambling on the return of the Shyamalan. Knock at the cabin.
Should be knock at the cabin door.
Really good.
But here we are. It looks.
No, it does.
Oh, it does?
Yeah, because I was reading an article that Everything Everywhere All at Once got released early last year.
To make
And
room
it-
for this?
And no, it's leading. You know, it has the most Oscar nominations, and they're thinking the same thing with this one, and they're trying to follow the same model. They're trying to release it super early, like
I'm glad you told me that.
because traditionally movies released later in the year get the most nods, Oscar time, but because of Everything Everywhere All at Once, they're changing it up, and they're starting with this movie.
Yeah, they think it's going to pull a Silence of the Lambs.
Okay.
Yeah, that was
You know what?
February. That was a
Crazier
February.
things have happened. I'm ready.
I can't believe they still slather his name all over.
What's funny
Why?
is
It was proudly.
Yeah.
so on the trailer,
Proudly.
it doesn't appear till the very end, and then I noticed in the TV spots I'm watching football and they're playing the live spot. I can't fast forward through it. They are doing the thing that they do on like TBS or USA when they zoom through the credits, at the end just to get to the next movie. They are really flashing Shyamalan's name fast, as though it's contractually obligated, but we don't want to linger.
I
on
don't
this.
think it's contractually obligated.
Well, you
I
can
can't
see that.
imagine.
I can see that.
Not like in maybe I'm completely off here, but I can't imagine that they're like in all
Why bother then?
Because you've got to imagine he's some
people are
sort of...
still.
But it's so fast that you don't know what it is. I know what it is 'cause I saw the trailer.
So you think it's contractually obligated, and they're doing that in the TV spot, but in the movie, in the trailer, the actual trailer, he has more control, so he's letting his name linger.
Well, no, if it's 2 minutes long, then what's the difference between making a 2 to 3 second?
I don't think with distribution
title card.
they can make demands like that. I think it's like however you can sell the movie the best.
Right.
And there's still their studies probably still show that if you put M. Night's name on it, more people will show up than if you didn't.
I am telling you that the one I saw on TV was a quarter second.
That's probably because it's like a 15-second spot.
It might be, but my point then is why bother? No one's going to see it.
I mean,
I'm going to ask my inside.
you saw
I'm
it?
going to ask my
What do you
inside.
mean no one's gonna see it?
I know because I saw the trailer. I know what that title card says. No average viewer who hasn't seen the trailer is going to know what it says.
Subliminally, they will.
Okay, maybe.
All right, I got a number.
I got a number.
I got a better number.
You might. You have recently.
Number.
Has it been quoted on this episode?
69?
100.
100%. 100%.
All right.
Bold night.
He's had a couple like critically acclaimed ones.
He has had a
recently.
couple.
Yeah.
He
had a bit of a comeback.
He had Split.
One was not old. That was not one of them.
He is now 2 movies removed from a good movie.
All right. I mean, I haven't seen all of his whole canon. I have not seen.
What was the one?
Didn't
with
he do After Earth?
He did, and that was bad.
Wasn't that after he did Glass, After Earth, and Old? I think Split was before all that shit.
Oh, I think After Earth was first.
Was it?
I can't say it for sure. Just never mind.
No, it's important.
Are you ready?
Yes.
On 3. 1, 2, 41.
41. What did you say?
Oh no.
What did you say?
41.
Did you say 41?
I did.
Oh shit! I said 41.
41. The show might end.
Do I have to remind people? It's been a long time.
I think you have to, and this would be fitting that Shyamalan was what took
Twist ending
down the show.
That'd be the worst way for the show to end.
Twist ending, you guys. Do we have a score?
And After Earth did come out before Split.
Do we have a score?
With 0 reviews, there is no score.
Avery doesn't get to assign us a movie either, which sucks because we're not doing that right now. So sorry, Avery.
It's a bummer.
Yeah.
Sorry, buddy.
You didn't listen to the Patreon episode, did you?
I did.
Oh no, you realized that Hombre wasn't on there. Oh, no. Hey.
You guys aren't Western fans. What are you going to do?
Movie. It's a fine movie. It's just slow and plodding and dusty.
How dare you? Newman's chewing the scenery.
41. Brian, I think it's a pretty good pick.
I was going to say it's actually within the realm of possibility because on IMDb it currently sits at 6.1.
Oh, it could be.
How many ratings though? I mean, that's all like the people working in the office.
350.
Yeah, that's like the studio.
That's everyone who worked on post.
I think the penance is you got to see. Since I can't assign, you got to see Knock at the Cabin.
No, that's you assigning.
I think the universe is willing it.
I'm scared.
It's
for
good
the first
news.
time in a long time. I'm scared.
It's good news for the gambling bit though, and figuring out who's the winner because I don't think we're gonna have a tie in February because it's gonna be a rubber match, right?
Probably. There's 4.
Yeah, so this one is a wash.
Oh, I see. Okay, yeah, you're right.
Do math, Brian. Come on, do math.
I didn't know where you were going with that.
Now, what if there's a 4-way tie?
We tie every week.
3 weeks. Show ends. You know what? If he and I,
Wait,
Brian
remind
and I
people what happens.
If Brian and I are off by 5 points next week, show ends.
No, in all seriousness, we decreed long ago. We had a blood oath, and it's never happened in Film Vault history. But if we both tie and nail the score exactly, it's come close a few times.
It has come very close a few times, yeah.
But if we come close, if we tie and get the score exactly, if the score is 41, we both guess 41.
That's a sign from the universe that
show
the show
ends
needs to stop.
instantly.
This is the best the odds have ever been for the show ending. If you're putting money in Vegas,
It's
yeah. With that, with the movie it is, and the 41 seems
and the
right.
0 reviews
right.
so far. I'm nervous.
you could be dead on.
I'm nervous for the first time.
I mean, now we're kind of painting ourselves in a corner because if the show doesn't end, we're like assholes. If the show does end, we're assholes. Like no matter what happens here. All right, we'll figure something out.
The show end?
That's good.
All right, let me see this listener art. What is... No, that's not it. That's not it. That is it.
You know what we'd have to do is we just have to like be guests. we would beg and plead Mitch Burns to be guests on the Film Vaulters every week, and we would just not let Mitch talk.
You would just steal the feed.
Just steal the feed.
And I'd just be yelling at a distance in the background.
That's pretty good. I don't know why I'm holding AK-47.
You're directing me like Werner Herzog directed Klaus Kinski.
Oh, I got it.
And you're interviewing me for your documentary, demanding.
Yes, everything else I got. Okay, perfect. Seriously, though, I am going to need you to talk about that.
I thought I was directing you at first, and I'm like, this doesn't make any sense because it looks like you're in the action scene, but no, you're off camera.
Is that Herzog's body?
It's got to be.
I don't think so.
Right?
Is it a random body?
I mean, it's old.
I no, because he doesn't have a shirt off like that. He's not that pudgy.
I am seriously though. I'm going to talk about that.
It's probably like somebody from a militia, like a Michigan militia or
Yeah.
something.
Oh, let me find. Oh, come on.
Oh, yeah, you're supposed to interview me, and you're going to hold a gun on me for
Well,
your
I mean,
documentary?
We got to get results. What's the director's number one job?
It's to work with the
Get
actors.
a good
I'm not an
performance
actor.
out of the actor.
I'm not an actor. I'm a
Slash
subject.
on-screen talent.
You're not this far down the road with making a documentary and still calling them actors, are you?
I mean, I'm giving them lines.
Oh, shit. Oh, no. They're subjects, Bri.
Thanks, Tim Smith. Thanks,
Oh,
Josh Butler. Both interesting assignments and both worthy of discussion. Thanks, Jake Werner, for the top 5 list. We appreciate you, man. Good stuff. Thanks, Jim Rutherford, for the inspired listener art. Thanks, a funk band named The Machete, for being our feature artist once again. Check them out at AndersonandBryan.com. AndersonandBryan.com is where you go for all your Film Vault needs, including links to clips, links to Amazon, links to everything, links to Patreon, where you can find a bonus spoiler edition for Vengeance.
Vengeance.
So check that out. Patreon.com/TheFilmVault.
Terrible ending. Terrible.
Anderson and Bryan on Instagram, Anderson and Bryan on TikTok. Are you kidding me? The Film Vault on Facebook and Twitter. The Film Vault Podcast on YouTube. I was thinking about how antiquated and stupid a name YouTube was. We know the last tube TV was actually made and sold many years ago.
You have an answer?
No, I forget the exact
Don't
year.
ask me that.
But they have not made and sold tube TVs in quite some
Supposed to be like boob tube, right?
Right.
YouTube.
Sit in front of the tube.
What's it going to be like? Flat screen?
ULED.
Ustream is what they probably call it now,
That's
right?
probably smart. All right, thanks, guys. Thanks to all of our Patreon listeners. Appreciate you. Thanks, Giovanni, Mitch Burns, Mike Cole, and Eric Kath. We appreciate all your contributions to the show.
Eric is crushing it. Eric Cass.
Hell yeah, Eric. Appreciate you, man. Invade the Decade is Avery's podcast. He's got a gig coming up next week.
Yeah, next Friday. I believe it's at 8 or 9 p.m. It's going to be in Westwood. I'm going to be opening up for a burlesque show doing comedy, and it is at the Dollface Dames.
All right, check that out. Just up the street from me.
Yeah.
Now, no excuse. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for downloading. Thanks for listening. Until next time.
We do it for Van Gogh.